Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the channel. Today's video, bit different, bit similar to what you may have seen before. I'm going on like your teen comedy, the best of type films. What I mean by that is like end of college, young adult, shall I say, probably a better term. Coming to a point in their time where things are changing. And comedy hilarity ensues, shall we say. So I've put together a list, not too sure how many I've picked off, and I'm just going to talk about them, tell you why I think they're worth checking out, and yeah, hopefully give some recommendations in there. It's one of my favourite like subgenres of comedy. Some of my favourite comedies fall within this genre, and you shall see them throughout. I just think because I'm of a similar age, I started watching them of a similar age, you can kind of in a way relate to them a little bit more, which is again why I like coming of age comedies. Bit different here. I suppose some of them you could class as coming of age, but this is more your like noughties, sex comedies, that sort of thing. First one's actually from the 80s and quite a recent watch for me, and it's called Just One of the Guys. I think Ash brought this one to my attention. It stars Joyce Heiser, and it's basically about a girl who basically doesn't get. She writes like an essay to get into a big summer internship at the local newspaper, and her teacher says she hasn't got what it takes to basically be put forward to go up for it. She basically saying that's sexist, which of course it was back in the day. And so she decides to go as in disguise as a guy to the rival high school, to try and enter the contest that way. She gets involved with a guy that she starts to like. She all sorts goes off. You got William Zabka from The Karate Kid, who plays the bully, as you would expect in this. And yeah, it's just your typical like 80s teen sex sort of comedy thing. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. This is Sony release, so it is region free. It was going cheap a while back, and Ash alerted us to that, so I had to pick it up. So that's my first pick, Just One of the Guys. Next up, we have from 2007, Juno, Elliot Page now, it was Ellen Page then, Michael Cera, Jennifer Garner, Jason Bateman, Alison Janney, J.K. Simmons, about a young girl who gets pregnant by her friend, played by Michael Cera. But because she's obviously a teenager still, she decides she's gonna give it up for adoption when, like, basically let another family take it on. And she does that in the form of Jason Bateman and Jennifer Garner's characters, who are husband and wife, who are interested in adopting her child when it's born. You've got her dad, played by J.K. Simmons, who's very supportive. Her stepmom, who won't stand for any nonsense, but is also very supportive of her. And yeah, it's very fun, funny, mid-noughties comedy. I suppose it's definitely coming of age, this would be. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. Good soundtrack as well. That is Juno. Next up, we have 21 and over. You got Miles Teller, what's his name? Skylar Astin, Justin Chon. About two college friends who meet their other friend, who's a straight A student. It's his 21st birthday, so they're surprising him, taking him out for a party. Although they know that the following morning he's got a big interview which could possibly determine the rest of his life. So they decide they're just going to go out for a few drinks just to celebrate his birthday. But as you can expect, things go wrong. He gets incredibly drunk, ends up running off. They can't find him, so it's them trying to track him down, get him home, get him sobered up, ready for his interview the following day, chasing him around. Like, it's your typical. This is definitely falls in your like young adult teen comedy sort of thing. Very funny, very easy to watch. Yeah, a lot of fun, that one. 21 and over. Next up, this is kind of bordering. This is more young adult than teen comedy, I would say, because these are young adults trying to work. It's definitely a sex comedy, though, I would say, or anti-sex, should I say. You'll know what I mean when I show you. 40 Days and 40 Nights. Love this film. Josh Hartnett, Shannon Sossamon, about a young man who decides to turn to abstinence for 40 days and 40 nights because he's a bit of a sex addict. During this stain of abstinence, he meets the girl of his dreams and worries that he's not going to make it these 40 days and 40 nights. But can he? That's the plot, shall I say. You've got Griffin Dunn, who you probably know from American Werewolf in London. He's in this. He plays his boss. He's got a very funny scene in the toilets. I think it's to do with, is it Viagra or something like that? Can't remember now. But yeah, it says on the back, America's first no sex comedy. It is very funny. I put this in like a young adult comedy because it sort of does fall in that. But I suppose you could go either way. But yeah, a lot of fun. 40 Days and 40 Nights. Next up, no brainer here, another Michael Cera one. Everybody's gonna have this in their list. Superbad, great comedy about two guys that just want to hook up with these girls that they fancied for a long time before they head off to college. They know that there's this party happening, so they want to try and get some booze to take to this party, and all sorts of stuff hit the fan. Fake IDs, chasing to get this booze, trying to dodge these two cops played by Bill Hader and Seth Rogen. You got their friend who they're not really friends with, but he's trying to be friends with them, McLovin, or Fogel is his name, it actually is, played by Christopher Mintz-Plasse. And yeah, it's just a wild ride, a lot of fun, very funny, sort of film you just don't see now anymore. And one of Emma Stone's first films as well. So, yep, Superbad. Next up, a recent one that I watched that I absolutely loved. Again, like 40 Days and 40 Nights, this is more leaning into the young adult sort of comedy. This became sort of, it might have even been, yeah, this came in between sort of the second and third film out of this franchise. Not out of this franchise, out of another franchise we'll be talking about. That this lead actor did. Same sort of thing, so that's why I've put it in there. And it's Saving Silverman with Jason Biggs, Amanda Peet, Steve Zahn, and Jack Black. Just such a funny film. You even got Neil Diamond in here. Arlie Ermey's got a fantastic role in it. About three college friends. One of them, Darren, played by Jason Biggs, meets this woman, falls in love with Amanda Peet's character, but she's just, lack of a better word, a cold-hearted bitch. She doesn't want him to have anything to do with his friends because she thinks that they bring him down, that they're no good for him. So she's trying to basically break their friendship up. But they're not having any of it, so they'll do whatever it takes to split them apart and win their friend back. And very funny stuff happens in here. It's your typical early noughties comedy. It's very raunchy, very funny, and yeah, just a lot of fun. This is the American Mill Creek release. Again, this is region free, so pretty cheap as well. Recommend picking that one up. Saving Silverman. Next up, probably one of the first of its kind. This may be one of the very first teen comedies, and it's one of the best. It's from 1984, and it is the great Revenge of the Nerds. Absolutely love this film. You've got Anthony Edwards, Robert Carradine, John Goodman's in it. What's his name? I always forget his name. come to me at some point, probably when this video finishes. Curtis Armstrong, that's it. I think I did this before. Always forget his name. And yeah, music by Thomas Newman. About kids going off to college for the first time. They decide they're going to start their own fraternity because they're all nerds. But they then find themselves battling against the jocks. It's basically brains v brawn, who wins. Very funny film. One of those films that I just couldn't see them being able to get away with making nowadays. But it's very funny. Again, this is the American import. And it is region free. Although it does say region A, but it is region free. So again, recommend that one. And next up, from 2002, we have Orange County, Jack Black, Colin Hanks, just trying to think of us, Shula Fisk, who is Sissy Spacek's daughter, Catherine O'Hara, John Lithgow, Lily Tomlin. Great film about a guy that's just finishing school, just about to go to college. He lives in Orange County, which is, I think it's part of LA. It's all in German, so I can't really read it, and it's been a while since I've watched it. I believe Jack Black plays his older brother. You got Catherine O'Hara and John Lithgow. I think Catherine O'Hara plays his mum. John Lithgow plays his stepdad, if I remember rightly. Lily Tomlin plays the school counsellor, school, trying to find them jobs or get them into college rather. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. It's your typical thing what you would expect with Jack Black. Lots of fun, very easy watch, one that I definitely again recommend checking out. Technically 4 to go, but 5 to go technically, because next up we have all of the American Pie films. All of these films are funny. I don't care what anyone says. I think my personal favourite might be 2. It's either the first or the second, but I love them all. They're very raunchy. You know what you're getting with these sorts of films. Just a lot of fun. I've had this set in my collection pretty much since I started collecting. It's been a long time since I've gone back to them, so they're definitely overdue a rewatch. I even enjoy Reunion. It's not as good as the first 3, but it's still a lot of fun. I'd love to see them do a 5th one as well. Yeah, just great easy watches these are, and some very memorable scenes indeed, especially in that first one. So those are the American Pie 4 films, not the spin-offs, because I'm not interested in them. And then the last one, which is probably my favourite film of its kind. I absolutely adore this film. It's called The Girl Next Door. You've got Emile Hirsch, Elisha Cuthbert, Timothy Olyphant, James Remar, Paul Dano, and again, it's sort of like a teen, young adult comedy about a high schooler about to graduate, about to go to college, got his whole life ahead of him, and he meets the girl next door who's just moved in. It's the woman that lives there is niece, I believe. And she's holding a very big secret. She's actually a porn star that's run away. Girls aren't really paying much attention to him, but he catches her eye, and it's an unexpected type of love story. Again, you can imagine just by that synopsis, it's very raunchy. I absolutely love it. Just think it's so funny, highly rewatchable, and one of my favourite films of its kind. So yeah, the last one is The Girl Next Door. So that's just my list. There's probably more that I've missed off. Let me know if you've got any personal favourites down below in the comment section, and if any of these are ones that you particularly like. Love to hear all your thoughts down below. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded to the channel. Comment down below anything and everything. As you know, I always take the time to get back to anyone that leaves me a comment because I really do appreciate it. And that is it. So until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.